You are lying next to someone who has chosen you. On paper, you have what the modern world says you should want: commitment, security, a shared address. But there is a hollow space between you, a silence that isn't peaceful, but heavy. You feel it. The constant, low-grade comparison. The sense that your presence is merely the current option, weighed against a parade of ghosts and possibilities. You are dealing with a partner who is physically present, but psychologically elsewhere. Their eyes have a distant quality, as if referencing an internal catalog you cannot access. Conversations about the future are met with a practiced vagueness. There is love, perhaps, but it is brittle, conditioned on your perpetual outperformance of a phantom marketplace. Why? Because for them, commitment is not a sacred covenant. It is a calculation, and you are feeling the brutal weight of that arithmetic. This is not a simple matter of being unlucky in love. This is a symptom of a deeper, more ancient disruption. The modern condition has weaponized a fundamental biological impulse, and you are witnessing the fallout. In this video, we will dissect the psychological architecture behind this phenomenon. We will move beyond the cheap labels and moralizing and look at the raw substrate, the evolutionary why, the neurological how, and the tragic collision between our primordial wiring and a world of infinite, curated choice. This is not about blame. This is about causation. To understand the present, we must excavate the past. Strip away the veneer of civilization, of romantic poetry, and social media bios. Go back 100,000 years. On the savannah, life was a brutal calculus of survival and replication. For our ancestors, every behavioral pattern was honed by a single, non-negotiable imperative: genetic legacy. Here, we must speak plainly of sexual strategy. They are not the same for men and women, and this asymmetry is the bedrock of our dilemma. For a woman, the biological cost of reproduction is astronomically high. 9 months of pregnancy, a dangerous childbirth, and then years of nurturing a helpless infant, all while her own survival is compromised. Therefore, her evolutionary imperative is not merely to mate, but to select. To secure the best possible genetic material and the most reliable provisioning and protection. This is the dual engine of hypergamy, the instinct to seek the highest quality made available. Quality in genetics, signaled by dominance, health, symmetry, and quality in resources, signaled by status, skill, stability. Now, crucially, how does a female ancestor assess this? Through comparison, and through the most valuable currency she possesses: sexual access. Promiscuity, in an ancestral context, was not a frivolous game. It was a high-stakes information-gathering enterprise. By granting access to multiple males, a woman could incite competition, raising her perceived value, and allowing her to observe which male demonstrated superior strength, cunning, or commitment. Create paternity uncertainty, which could lead multiple males to invest in her offspring, a brutal but effective survival strategy. Establish a network of potential protectors and providers. Her psyche is adapted not for indiscriminate mating, but for strategic sampling. Her neural circuitry is designed to compare, assess, and upgrade. The man who brings the best hunt today may be defeated by a stronger rival tomorrow. Her commitment must be conditional, provisional. It is a biological hedge against scarcity and danger. This is the primordial template. The female psyche, in its deepest archetypal structure, contains the princess who must be won, but also the courtier who must manage a kingdom of suitors. Her loyalty is to the survival of her offspring, not to the feelings of any one man. To expect otherwise is to misunderstand nature itself. Romance is a modern construction. The biological imperative is a brutal, unforgiving logic of resource acquisition and genetic optimization. This is the ghost in the machine. This is the ancient software running beneath the surface of every text message, every date, every hesitant "I love you" that feels more like a temporary assessment. In our next section, we will see how the modern world has taken this ancient, situational strategy and turned it into a pathological trap, creating a hell of its own design. So we have our biological template, a high-stakes, local environment of limited choice and concrete consequences. A woman's psychology is honed to compare a handful of potential mates within a tribe, to navigate a tangible social hierarchy, and to secure the best possible alliance for her and her offspring. Now, introduce the modern condition. First, you annihilate locality. You give her the smartphone, a Pandora's box of infinite potential. Dating apps are not connections, they are catalogs. Social media is not community, it is a perpetual highlight reel of hypergamous possibilities. The man sitting across from her is no longer being compared to the baker, the blacksmith, and the warrior of her village. He is being weighed, consciously or not, against the curated personas of 10,000 men: the entrepreneur in Dubai, the artist in Berlin, the musician in Los Angeles. The algorithm's sole purpose is to suggest that a better option, smarter, wealthier, more aesthetically pleasing, is always one swipe away. You have taken an adaptive circuit for comparison and flooded it with more data than it was ever designed to process. This doesn't fulfill desire. It metastasizes it into a pathology of restless, insatiable what if. Second, you remove consequence. In the tribe, sexual choices carried immediate social weight. Reputation was a tangible asset, and paternity was a matter of life-altering responsibility. The modern world, with its geographic mobility and anonymity, offers an unprecedented level of deniability. A woman can engage in the old, strategic sampling behavior, the information-gathering promiscuity, but without the ancestral social or physical risks. The contracepted body can act as if it is in a state of ancestral possibility, while being free from the biological outcome. This severs the fundamental link between action and meaning. When you sample a man not for his potential as a father-provider, but for a transient experience of validation or excitement, you are using a profound biological mechanism for a trivial purpose. You are running survival software to play a game. This leads us to the dark psychology of the current age, the manufacturing of perpetual dissatisfaction. Our systems, consumerist, corporate, digital, thrive on a state of lack. A satisfied person is a poor consumer. A woman who is serenely committed to one man and one family does not buy the products, follow the influencers, or engage with the platforms that sell the fantasy of a better, more exciting you. Therefore, her instinct for hypergamy, her natural, upward-looking drive, is cynically manipulated into a state of chronic anxiety. It is redirected from the concrete goal of securing a stable, high-quality mate toward the nebulous, unreachable horizon of maximizing options. She is taught to conflate empowerment with a vast menu of sexual choice, never understanding that this very freedom enslaves her to the marketplace. She becomes a permanent tourist in the realm of relationships, collecting experiences but building no home. The man ceases to be a human partner. He is transformed into a resource node. One provides attention, another financial stability, another exciting sex, another social prestige. She may believe she is keeping her options open, but in reality, she is fragmenting her own capacity for deep, singular attachment. The neural pathways that forge profound pair bonds through shared struggle, vulnerability, and long-term investment are left underdeveloped, atrophied. Meanwhile, the circuits for assessment, criticism, and transactional calculation are reinforced day after day, swipe after swipe. This is the trap. The ancient, adaptive female strategy for survival in a world of scarcity has been perverted into a source of profound misery in a world of illusory abundance. She is using a map drawn for a harsh but simple landscape to navigate a funhouse of mirrors. And at the end of this labyrinth, she often finds not a king and a kingdom, but a hollow echo of comparison and regret. The very mechanism designed to ensure her security and the prosperity of her children now prevents her from achieving it. She is not evil. She is not broken. She is an ancient creature running an ancestral program in a hall of mirrors that constantly tells her the true reflection is just around the next corner.